Make the ground shake.
Hey guys, what is going on? My name is Gummy, and today we are here for a statue tutorial. Today we are doing Pyrocynical. Now, I said this before in the Leafy video I did recently. If you haven't already seen that, check that out. Links in the description. Again, I was somewhat worried about the response and the comments. I know that a lot of fans of Leafy get a bad rep, but thankfully you guys shone through, and the positivity of the comment section was amazing. It was really, really great to see all the support, and I really do appreciate it. So if this video can be the same, again, that will be great. And with that said, let's get straight into the tutorial. So this is based on the character in Pyrocynical's intro, and rather than the Fox character. So just that as a little heads up, a little disclaimer. So this is made out of white wool, red wool, black wool, purple wool, magenta wool, purple stained clay, grey wool, red stained clay, purple stained glass, light blue wool, and cyan wool. So if you want to pause here and grab them blocks into your inventory, that would be great. And also, I want to give a shout out to LazarSvabic, who this was designed by. So again, shout out to him. There'll be a link to his social media down in the description. So with that said, we can now get straight on into building. So we're going to start off with the legs, the front of the legs to be more specific. The front of the legs are 12 tall and 8 blocks wide. We're going to find a nice empty area and begin to build. So starting off, the first layer we're going to do is 8 white wool. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, 8. So that is 8 white wool, and that is the first layer. Again, 8 wide, and there's 12 layers in total. The second layer from left to right is 1 red wool, 2 white, 2 red, 2 white, and 1 red. The third layer is 8 red wool. So that is now 3 tall and 8 wide. The fourth layer is 1 black wool, 2 red, 2 black, 2 red, and 1 black. And again, I'm going to keep on backing up just so you guys can see what it looks like, and pause and catch up if you want to. Again, take your time, pause whenever you feel is necessary. I'm going to give you guys a lot of options to do so, but please, again, go ahead and do it on your own and take the opportunities as they come. So now what we're going to do, and this is very, very simple, is we're going to build up 7 layers of black wool. So that will bring us up to the 11th layer. So we're going to do 7 layers of 8 black wool. So that is the first layer. So we just go side to side, second layer, then we've got our third, fourth, and we just continue our way up until we hit 7. So 5th, 6th, and finally our 7th layer. So again, that is 7 layers of pure black wool. And now this should be 11 blocks tall. So 1 layer apart from the top. For the top layer, which is of course the 12th layer, we're going to place 1 purple wool, 6 black wool, and then 1 purple wool. And right now that should be 12 tall and 8 blocks wide. Again, if you're on pause, now would be a good time to do so. So essentially that is the front of the legs complete. Now of course, if you want me to prove it, I could go ahead and count up the sides, but I'm not going to because I'm lazy. What I'm going to do is instead show you a little trick, which I show in all my videos, but just in case you're new around here, I'll show you it anyways. So what you're going to want to do, if you're on console, grab yourself a map. If you're on PC, press F3. You're looking for your coordinates. You can see here at the top center of my map on console, there's my coordinates, X, Y, and Z. I'm looking for Y coordinate. This happens to be the one in the middle. This determines where you are in terms of height. Now X and Z, apologies, is which way you're going. So like northeast, southwest, and this is just up or down. So if I stand on my floor level, mine is 5. Yours may be different. So let's just factor in, let's say Y equals Y. So that makes no sense, but it does at the same time. So the reason why I say that is because your Y might not be 5. Your Y might equal 6 or 2 or 27 or 130. Whatever your floor level is will be different. If it is 5, that's great. This makes life easy. What we're going to do is Y plus 12. So Y plus 12 for me is 17. For you, again, might be different. Please factor that. We're going to fly up to here and then take a seat on here. As you can see, Y17, that means it's 12 off the floor, and that means it is great. So that is 12 tall and 8 wide. And again, that was just one to kind of prove to you it is 12 tall. And I'm not lying to you. It's not all just a setup. It is, in fact, 12 tall. And then we can continue working from here. So with that done, we can now move on to the body. Now, we're going to start on the left side. On top of this purple wool, we're going to place 1 purple wool, 6 grey wool, and 1 purple wool. And that is the first layer of the body. It's 13 tall now. From here, what we're going to do is we're going to go 4 blocks to the left, so 1, 2, 3, 4, using black wool, and we do the exact same on the right side now. We go 1, 2, 3, and 4 to the right side using black wool. Now essentially what this is doing is marking out where the hands go, and it means we don't have to come back later on and count, again, because I'm just cutting corners. Any corner I can cut to save counting. It's not because I can't count, it's just because I'm lazy as, and any cutting corners is great in my opinion. What we're going to do, we're not going to continue with the arms now, that's just marking out. We're going to continue with the body and work on that. So again, the body is 12 tall and 8 wide, exact same as the legs. Starting on the second layer, which starts from this block here on top of the purple wool, we're going to do 1 magenta, 6 grey wool, and 1 magenta. But the beauty of this statue is that it's a very, very simple body. So on top of the grey wool here, we're going to leave a 1 block. On top of this grey wool, we're going to go up 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So this grey wool should currently be 9 blocks tall. And we're going to replicate this on the right side now. So on the right side of the grey wool, we're going to be leaving 1 block gap and then up 7. So it will look something like this, like a U shape. We're then going to link this together. So we bring it in 1, 2, 3, 4, connect it together, and fill this in using solid grey wool. So just go ahead and in the gap, fill it in with grey wool, and that will give you a nice 9 by 6, 9 tall, 6 wide. What we're then going to do is either side there's gaps. So on the left and right there's a 1 block gap. We're going to build up 10 blocks using magenta. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it'll come up to the same height. 8, 9, 10. So it should now be 3 blocks taller than the grey wool. Exact same on this side. So we just got 10. It should be 3 blocks taller than the grey wool. So that will leave a 6 by 3 area empty. And this is going to be where the neck goes. So starting on the first layer, on top of the grey wool, we're going to place 1 magenta, 1 grey wool, 1 red wool, 1 red stained clay, 1 grey wool, and 1 magenta. And it will look like this. Underneath this red stained clay, what we're in fact going to do is punch out this grey wool and replace it with red stained clay. And then we've got the final 2 layers. So the next layer is very similar. It's 1 magenta, 1 grey wool, 1 red stained clay, 2 red wool, and 1 magenta. And then the final layer is simply 1 magenta, 1 red wool, 3 red stained clay, and 1 magenta. Now that is 12 tall, 8 wide. That is the body. However, we're going to be adding some 3D effects, and for this we're going to be using purple wool. So what these 3D effects are is essentially on the hoodie you have the parts at the front that hang down, which determines how, like, I don't know the technical word for them. They're kind of like the cords almost. You get what I mean. You're probably picturing it in your head, and by me describing it is making it a lot worse. So I'm gonna shut my mouth and continue. What we do is we come to the top left corner, we go 1 to the right, and right here we're going to place a 3D strip. Now when I say 3D, we're not punching this and replacing it, we're placing it on top. So what we're going to do is we're going to place 1 purple, and then we're going to go down 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So it's 5 tall. And for the other side, we come to the top right corner, we go 1 to the left, and we place another 3D strip. So we place 1, and we go down 3. So it's 4 in total. So 1, 2, and 3. And as you can see here, on the left side it's 5, on the right side it's 4, and that is our 3D effects. And with that, that is also the front of the body complete. From this block right here, this purple wool, right up to this corner here is 12 by 8, and then in total, currently this build should be 24 tall, 16 wide, 8 wide if you have not done the arms, which of course we haven't, but we're going to work on that right now. So again, opportunity to pause if you want to do so, and we're going to continue. So moving on now to the arms, we're going to start on the front of the left arm, then we'll move over to the right. The good news about this is they're the exact same, just mirrored. So left arm, you flip it over, you've got the right arm. So again, if you want to skip ahead, more than welcome, feel free. So starting here, what we're going to do is, if you haven't already marked out where you come to the 13th layer and you go 4 blocks to the left. Now the arms are 12 tall, 4 wide. We're going to be doing it layer by layer, left to right. So the first layer is 4 black wool, and the second layer is the exact same. Now technically what we could do, and in fact probably would be the easier way of doing it, is by making a 6 tall by 4 wide area of black wool. But I'm not going to be doing that. I'm just going to mark out the details straight away. So what we're going to do for the third layer is place 2 black wool, leave a 1 block gap, place a black wool. For the fourth layer, we're going to place one black wool, leave a 2 block gap, one black wool. For the fifth layer, we're going to place one black wool, leave a 1 block gap, and then place 2. So it'll give you a shape that looks like this. And then for the next layer, we're going to place 4 black wool. So as you can see, that is 6 tall and 4 wide, and it has like a little lightning shape effect in it. What we're going to do is we're going to get our magenta wool, and we're going to fill it in with magenta. We're then going to come around to the rear side, and behind every magenta block, we're going to place again, magenta block. So there's 4 in total. Then, heading back around to the front side, we punch the originals out, and we have our magenta indented into the arm. So it's set 1 block back into the arm, as you can see right here. So these are forwards, this is 3D, this is indented, it's backwards. So that is the effect. The next layer, which is the 7th layer, again continuing from left to right, is 1 black wool, 1 purple wool, 1 purple stained clay, 1 purple wool. And the next layer follows the same pattern, so 1 purple stained clay, 1 wool, 1 clay, 1 wool. The final 4 layers, which will bring us up to the top of the statue, is magenta. So it's 4 blocks or 4 rows of 4 magenta. So 4 by 4 of magenta, and that brings us up to the top. That is officially a 12 by 4, and that is our left arm complete. Now again, the beauty of this is the right arm is the exact same, just mirrored, flipped over. So if you want to skip ahead, feel free. But this is the arm so far. As you can see, we've got the bottom section, which is 6 tall, 4 wide, which is of course the black wool area, and then we've got the 2 layers here, which is a black wool and then 2 purples, and then 4 layers of magenta. So I'm going to go over to the right arm now and do the exact same. So coming over to the right arm, again 13th layer of the build, we go 4 blocks to the right using black wool. Second layer is the exact same for black wool. For the third layer, we're going to place 1 black wool, leave a block and place 2. Next layer, we're going to place 1, leave a 2 block gap and place 1. For the next layer, we place 2, leave a 1 block gap, place 1. And then for the final layer, we place 4. Again, that is currently 6 tall and 4 wide. As you can see, the pattern is flipped over, mirrored. What we're going to do is fill it in with magenta, come around to the rear side of the build, and place a layer behind the magenta. Come back round to the front, punch out the original, and you have, voila, indented magenta. So, continuing now, the next layer is where we start off with our purples. So we have 1 purple wool, 1 purple stained clay, purple wool, and then 1 black wool. For the second layer is 1 wool, clay, wool, and clay. And then the remaining 4 layers is simply magenta wool. So it's a 4 by 4 of magenta wool. That will bring you up to the top of the build, and it will look something like this. Now, as you can see, it's starting to make progress, starting to look kind of nice, if I do say so myself. And we're going to get rid of my arm. I'll temporarily give you guys an opportunity to pause, have a look at it, and see what you think, I guess. This is the statue so far. This is the front of the statue, should I say, to be more specific, with everything done. The front of the arms and the front of the legs and body. Now, what we're going to be doing is we will be adding some detail to the arms in terms of 3D effects, but we need to build the sides first. So we'll come back to that later on. But talking of the sides, we're going to start building the side of the legs. So we're going to get my arm back, we're going to stitch it back on, and we're going to come to the bottom left corner to this white wall. Coming around to the left side, what we're going to do is expand 1, 2, 3 using white wool to the left. Now, this is a 12 by 4, 12 tall, 4 wide. Essentially, this is the 4th block already done, which means we're only placing 3 blocks in each row, and then this is the 4th, and it equals a 12 by 4 in total. Now again, we're going to be going up layer by layer, left to right, and placing 3 blocks on each row. The first layer being white wool, the second and third being 3 red wool, and then what we're going to do is 8 layers of black wool, so 8 layers of 3 black wool. Now you could count, again, you're more than welcome to, but an easier way of doing things is just come up to the same height as the black wool here, and then there should be 1 layer remaining. For this final layer, we're going to place 1 purple wool and then 2 purple stained clay. There should be 1 purple wool here already existent, and that will finish it up, and that will be the left side of the leg. Now again, good news is the other side is the exact same. So heading around to the right side now, what we're going to do is go 1, 2, 3 backwards using white wool. The second and third is red wool, 8 layers of black wool, and then for our final layer, which is of course the 12th layer, is our 2 clay and 1 purple wool. And that is again 12 by 4, 12 tall, 4 wide. And bear in mind, when I say 12 tall, 4 wide, that's 12 tall, 4 wide including the original layer. So this is the front of the build, the original layer, and then we got 3 blocks which we just extended onto just then. Okie dokie, so making really good progress. Left side of the leg from the side angle, and then of course our right side of the leg from our side angle. However, arms, not quite there. We're going to be doing that now. So we're going to come around to the left side, or the rear side, should I say, of the left arm. And what we're going to do is come to the bottom layer of the black wool here. We're going to expand 1, 2, 3 all the way across. So on all the black wool here, just expand backwards 3. If you come below, you'll notice it is a 4x4 square of black wool. And we're going to do the exact same on this side now. So we bring it back 1, 2, 3 all the way across. And that will give you a 4x4 of black wool, which is the base of the hands. That will give you 2 platforms, 1 on each side. And that's what we're going to be building from. So returning back to the left side of the left arm now, you will have something that looks like this, like a backwards L essentially. Again, it is same logic as the side of the leg. So tall, 4 wide. This is the 4th block here. We're going to be placing 3 per row. So for the first 6 layers, it's simply black wool. So that's the first layer done. We're going to do 5 layers of black wool. So that is 4, 5, and 6. And as you can see here, the next layer should have 1 black wool here. So currently it's 6 tall, 4 wide, that's pure black wool. The next layer is 1 black wool, 2 purple wool, and then you have the 1 black wool right here. And then the next layer, which is the 8th layer, is 1 purple stained clay, 2 purple wool. And of course there should be 1 purple stained clay just there to mirror it. The final 4 layers is simply magenta wool, and that will bring you up to the top of the arm. And that is of course your 12x4. Just to go over it one last time, that's 6 layers of black wool, 1 layer of black, 2 purple, 1 black. The next layer is 1 purple stained clay, 2 wool, 1 clay, and then 4 layers of magenta. From the side angle, looks like this. Exact same for the right side now. So we come around to the right side, same logic applies, tall, 4 wide, 4th block already done. So that is 6 layers of black wool, so the original layer plus 5, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. If my placement was any worse, it couldn't be, it was awful there. The next layer is 2 purple wool, 1 black wool. We then have 2 purple wool, 1 purple stained clay, and 4 layers of magenta wool. And that is the side of the arms complete. However, I lied, it's not. Now, you remember, I might have mentioned, in fact I did mention earlier on, there is 3D effects on the arms. And this is where things get not so much complicated, but get a bit crazy. It makes it look a lot more like the character and a lot more cool. So what we're going to do is come around to the front side of the statue, as you can see here, and we're going to start on the left arm. We come to the bottom left corner of the left arm. So, the character has, I guess it's kind of like claws. I don't know technically what it is. This would just be me guessing from what I've seen. It's like claws, and then at the side it's got like claw almost here. Again, I don't really want to call it claws because it's technically not, but it's like fingers basically. So what we're going to do is underneath here, we're going to go down using 2 black wool. And there's 3 in total, on the bottom and then 1 on the side. So, for the second and third, what we're going to do is on the first one, we're going to go 1, 2 to the right, and underneath this one here, we're going to go down 2. So this is the front, there's 2 at the front. We come around to the side now, and we leave a 1 block gap again, and then bring it down 2. And that is again our third one, so you should have 3, 1 in the corner, 1 on the left, 1 on the right. Again, they all both come down 2. For the final part, we're going to come to the left side of the arm, and we come to the final layer of the black wool. So you've got the layer here, which is black wool, 2 purple black wool. We come to the final layer, which is simply 4 black wool. So basically the 6th layer. We then, from the left, come to the third block and place a black wool, and underneath that, place 1 more. So this is 3D, bear in mind. On top of the upper one, we're going to bring it forwards 1, and then we're going to go backwards, so towards the side, so here, so to the left, and then up 1. As you can see, it gives you a shape that looks like this. So again, just to recap that, because I know I kind of like lost my words there and lost my train of thought. What we do is we come to the 6th layer of the arm, so it's black wool here. We come to the third block, we place a black wool, and then we go down 1. Again, bear in mind this is 3D. On the original one, we bring 1 out to the left, so towards us, to the left 1, and then up 1. And then as you can see from a side angle, it gives you a weird effect that looks like this. Now I'm going to repeat this on the right side now, so we come to the right side, the right arm, and to the bottom right corner. Underneath this we're going to go down 2, and then we go 2 to the left, down 2, and then round to the side, and down 2. So again, 1 block gap in between each one, 3 in total. For the effect on the side of the arm, again, we come to the 6th layer, to the left side, we leave a 1 block gap, so the second block, we place a black wall. We're going to go down 1, and on the original one we bring it forwards, to the right, and up 1. So exact same as the other side, and if I back up a bit, you'll kind of see right now that it's starting to look kind of cool. So that's what it looks like. That's the effects on the arms complete. And again, it will look even better when the rear side of the body is complete. But for now, this is what it should look like. So that represents the arms. That is the 3D effects on the arms complete. If you come around to the rear side now, you'll see it's not looking quite as good because, for obvious reasons, it's not done. But that's what we're going to work on now and make some progress on. So, beginning on the rear side of the body, we're going to start on the rear side of the legs. Now, the rear side of the legs is 12 tall, 8 wide. However, block on left, block on right already done, which means we're only placing 6 blocks on each row, and that'll give us the 8 overall, because great maths. So, starting on the first layer, we're going to place 6 white wool. We place 2 layers of 6 red wool, and then 8 layers of 6 black wool. It's very, very simple. And that will bring you up to the top, give you a 12 by 8, and have the rear of the legs complete. That's about as easy as it gets. So if I can actually place the blocks, that is, it would be nice and easy. And as you can see, in fact, I lied, it's 11 tall. Because the 12th layer is 1 purple, clay, purple, clay, clay, purple, clay. So again, just to go over that, purple wool, purple clay, purple wool, 2 clay, wool, clay, wool. So that is the 12th layer. Again, my mistake there. Almost, well, I did kind of lie to you there. I said it'd be 12 tall, 8 wide, and that is the 11th layer. This is the 12th layer. Again, wool, clay, wool, clay, clay, wool, clay, wool. Now, for the 13th layer, which is the first layer of the body, we're going to repeat that. So, same pattern. 1 wool, clay, wool, clay, clay, wool, clay, wool. 13th layer, first layer of the body, and that is the rear side of the legs. For the rear side of the body now, all we're going to do is on top of the layer we just placed, we're going to place 11 layers of magenta. So the way we do this is you don't even have to count at this point. You just come to the top of the front side and bring it back 1, 2, 3, all the way across using magenta. So essentially, that'll give you an 8 wide by 3 thick area of magenta, as you can see right here. So that is 8 wide and 3 thick. And all we do is just build up to there. So it'll connect up perfectly. It saves you counting, and you just build up 10, and it will link up nicely and give you your 11 by 8 of magenta, and also do the shoulders technically. So it kills 2 birds, 1 stone, and that is really, really nice. Let me just continue placing them all here, and I'll show you what it looks like when you've got the finished product. As you can see right there, from that purple wool there to the magenta is 12 tall, 8 wide, and that is the rear side of the body. Rear side, nice and easy. Of course, you can't actually see the rear side, which is why there's not too much detail. So, with that said, we can now move on to the, I guess, final side, if you don't include the shoulders of the statue, before we move on to the head, which is the rear side of each arm. Now, the rear side of each arm is the exact same as the front side of each arm, so if that's any help, then great. I'm going to go over it nevertheless. So, starting on the rear side of the right arm, in this case it's our left, we have a 12 by 4 area, 12 tall, 4 wide, first row already done, so we've got 3 left to place. The first layer is black wool, that's already done, and same with the second layer, 3 black wool. From left to right, the third layer is 1 black wool. Now when I say 1 black wool, I'm not including this row here, I'm just saying what we're placing. 1 gap, 1 black wool. The second layer, or in this case is the 4th layer, is 2 block gap, 1 black wool. And then the next layer is a 1 block gap and 2 black wool. Now same logic applies, we're going to indent magenta. This time you don't actually have to place the original blocks. You just simply, behind this magenta here, place another layer, and it makes it 3D, as you can see right here. It connects up perfectly, which is always nice. The next layer is 3 black wool, and that will be the 6th layer. The next layer, we're going to place 1 purple wool, 1 stained clay, 1 wool, and same for the next one. Wool, stained clay, wool. That is the 7th and 8th layer, and then the 9 to 12 layer, or layers, is 4 magenta wool. So as you can see here, that is a 4x4 of magenta, and that is the 9 to 12 layers. So in total, again, 12x4, just to give you guys a opportunity to pause. Apologies, my eye is itching like mad right now. And then from a side angle, it looks like this. Now the one thing that is slightly different about the front to the back is there's no like claws here. So if it was the same, it'd be like that. That's not the case. So we're going to leave this empty, and it's just going to stick to the 3 claws. And again, this side effect here, you can kind of see from the rear angle, that is part of the side. Alrighty, so now heading over to the back of the left arm, going to do the exact same. So we start off at the bottom. The first 2 layers is black wool. So as you can see here, 2 layers of black wool. The third layer is 1 black wool, 1 block gap, 1 black wool. The second layer is 1 black wool and 2 block gap. The 5th layer is 2 black, 1 gap, and then the 6th layer is 3 black. Now again, in this 4 block gap here, we're simply just going to place 4 magenta indented 1 block backwards. For the 7th layer, we go purple wool, stained clay, wool, next layer wool, stained clay and wool, and then 4 layers of magenta wool, and that will bring you up to the top. And then for the shoulders, just go ahead and fill it in with magenta wool, and that is the body of the statue complete. Now again, I was kind of hyping it up that it would be over, but it's not. We still got the head left to do, but that's not too difficult, so we'll discuss that in a second. Before we do that, I'm going to do a spin around. Now the objective of this is that if you haven't got something that looks like this, you can catch up. If you have, again, just feel free to skip ahead in the video, save yourself a bit of time and speed the process up a bit, because I know as fun as it is building statues, this video will drone on for a bit, and it will seem like I'm talking a lot, pausing a lot. But again, some people work slower, some people work faster. If you're one who works faster, ow, I just elbowed my printer, then that's great. Feel free to skip the video whenever you need. If you're someone who works slower, then take your time and make the most of it, I guess. So just to go over it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come to a specific part of the statue. For example, this is the front of the legs. I'm going to state what it is. It's the front of the legs. I'm going to state its dimensions. It's 12 tall, 8 wide, no 3D effects. Now, I will give you guys a second to pause for each one, and I'm not going to say it every time because it will drive everyone mental, and it will drive me mental as well. But just be known that if I'm pausing here for a second, just hit the pause button on the video, and it will work great. So anyways, again, this is the front of the legs, 12 tall, 8 wide. We have the front of each arm, 12 tall, 4 wide, and the front of the body, 12 tall, 8 wide. Now on the front of the body, there is the 3D effects. On the left side, that is 5 tall. On the right side, it's 4 tall out of purple wool, and there's of course the little straps that hang down from a hoodie. Again, on the hands, we have the 2 claws at the front on the left side and the right side, as you can see here positioned, and that is a 3D effect. Again, comes down 2 blocks underneath each arm. Coming around to the left side of the leg now, you can kind of see it's a bit obstructed by the 3D effects hanging down. That is 12 tall, 4 wide. And the left side of the arm, again, 12 tall, 4 wide. We have this little 3D effect here, which is on the 6th layer, 3rd block from left. We place a black wool, we go down, forwards, left, and up, and it gives us a little 3D effect that looks like this. For a side angle, there you go. Coming around to the right side of the leg, exact same as the left, kind of obstructed a little by the 3D effects. And the right side of the arm, again, exact same as the left with now a little 3D effect. Coming around to the rear side now, we have the rear side of the leg, 12 tall, 8 wide. The rear side of the body, 12 tall, 8 wide, and the rear side of each arm, 12 tall, 4 wide. Coming around to the top, the shoulders, is 16 wide and 4 thick, out of magenta wool. This middle part doesn't matter, it's going to be covered up by the head, but you might want to make sure that on the left side and the right side there's a 4x4 magenta, because that will not be covered up. If you leave it empty, you're going to have a little gap in the shoulders. So anyways, I hope you guys are all caught up. In total, again, it should be 24 tall, 16 wide, and this isn't including the 3D effects. With the 3D effects, it will be 20 wide, and yeah. So make sure you have that 4 thick, and then we can move on to the head. Now the head is an 8x8x8 cube, so it's 3D cube. However, we will be punching out a few blocks, adding a few blocks. The way we're going to start this is we're going to come to the left side of the front, so come to the front side and to the top left corner it says magenta. We're also going to need to clean up our inventory a bit. So, main materials you're going to need is white wool, you'll need your purple, magenta, so your 3 purples, purple stained clay, wool and magenta. You'll need your light blue wool, your cyan wool, your red stained clay, I believe you'll need, and also your purple stained glass. So what we're going to do is we're going to start on the left side here. As I just said, we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, and on the 5th block here we're going to place a light blue wool and bring it 1, 2 forwards. Now we do the exact same now on the right side. So we go to the right side, we go 1, 2, 3, 4, and on the 5th block we place a light blue wool and bring it 2 forwards. Now in between this there should be a 6 block gap, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and same for this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to fill that in with light blue wool, and that will give you an 8x2 overhang, as you can see here at the front of the statue. What we're going to do is then come around to the sides and expand it backwards 5, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and same for the other side, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Link them together by placing 6 blocks in the middle, and that will give you another 8x2 overhang for the rear side of the body. Again, 8x2. And in total, that is 8x8. That is a square. You can see left shoulder, right shoulder, that's why you need to fill it in. And this is the template of the head. Now again, we're going to be building it up 7 layers on top of this, adding a ton of detail. But for now, this is what we're working with. Front side, left side, right side, rear side. So we're going to come to the front side, which is starting off with a layer of 8 light blue wool. What we're going to do for the second layer is place 1 light blue wool, 1 white wool, 1 purple stained glass, 2 white wool, 1 glass, 1 white wool, and 1 light blue wool. The third layer is 1 light blue wool, 1 glass, 1 white wool, 2 glass, 1 white wool, glass, and 1 light blue. So currently it's 3 layers tall. The fourth layer is 1 cyan, 6 white wool, and 1 cyan. The fifth layer is 1 magenta, 1 white wool, 1 purple stained glass, 2 white wool, purple stained glass, white wool, and magenta. The sixth layer is 1 purple wool, 2 stained glass, 2 white wool, 2 glass, and 1 purple wool. Seventh layer is 1 purple, 6 white, 1 purple, and then the final layer is simply 8 purple wool. And that is your 8x8. It looks like this. Now, at the moment, it looks kind of weird. And the reason behind this is because the glass on Xbox looks awful. Now, on PC, it looks a lot better, but on Xbox, it looks awful. It's too light, you can't actually tell it's purple. So what we're going to do is behind this, we're going to come around to the rear side. Behind every block of glass, we're going to place a purple stained clay. So behind every block of glass, place a purple. And then if you come back around to the front side, you'll see it looks like this. A lot better. Now, again, on PC, I do recommend you put the stained clay behind it, but you can get away with not doing it. Now, that's the beauty of it. You can get away with not doing it, but again, I recommend you do. So the final touch for the front side of the face, again, that is 8x8, is we're going to punch out each corner. So top left, punch out, top right, bottom left, and bottom right. Not that block that I just punched out, so bottom left over here, and bottom right, and it will give you something that looks like this. It rounds the head up just a tad. Again, that is the front side of the face. 8x8, missing each corner. We can now move on to the left side. So the left side, again, is 8x8. We're going to be working left to right. The first layer is 8 light blue wool, or technically is 7 because we're missing this block here. The next layer, again, solid light blue wool. The next layer, which is the third layer, we're going to place 1 light blue, 1 cyan, 1 light blue, 2 cyan, light blue, cyan. The fourth layer is cyan, magenta, cyan, 2 magenta, cyan, and magenta. So you can kind of see a little pattern here, a little crisscross pattern fading it from color to color. The next layer is 1 magenta, 1 purple, magenta, 2 purple, magenta, purple. And then the final 3 layers is simply purple wool. And for the final layer, we only place 7 instead of this final block here, because we're going to punch out the bottom left again and top corner. Now, again, it's optional. You can keep it if you want. You can get rid of it if you want. I'm going to personally keep it, but what we're going to do is add a little 3D effect at the rear side to make it a bit more rounded. So again, top right corner, bottom right corner, punch out. Optional, top left and top right. Top left and bottom left. That's what I was trying to say. It's optional. So feel free to do it if you want. Feel free not to do it if you don't want to. Again, that is 8 tall, 8 wide, missing the 2 blocks. Coming around to the right side now, it is the exact same. So the first two layers is light blue. The third layer is one cyan, one light blue, two cyan, light blue, cyan, light blue. The next layer is one magenta, cyan, two magenta, cyan, magenta, cyan. Next layer is one purple, magenta, two purple, magenta, purple, magenta, and then the final three layers is simply purple wool, and that will bring you up to the top of the head again and cap off the right side. Same logic as the other side now, bottom left, punch out, top right, bottom right. You can, again, not 100% needed though. Again, from a side angle should currently look like this, and then also from the left angle I'll give you a little view. So final side, or I guess second to last final side because we've got the top to do, is the rear side. Now for the rear side, again, it is an 8x8. It should currently be a U shape, one on left, one on right. So we're only placing 6 blocks in each row. The first layer is light blue wool. The second layer, again, exact same, 6 light blue wool. The third layer goes cyan, light blue, 2 cyan, light blue, cyan. So same kind of pattern as the other sides. Then the next row is 1 magenta, 1 cyan, 2 magenta, cyan, 1 magenta. Next layer is 1 purple, magenta, 2 purple, magenta, purple. And then 3 layers of purple to bring us up to the top of the statue. Now the top of the statue is solid purple. So just go ahead and fill it in using solid purple wool. And we're going to add a little 3D effect to the rear side of the head. Now again, this looks better if you keep the rear side an 8x8 square. If you punched out each corners, it will look like this. I'll punch out each corner just to show you what it looks like. It looks like this. Now, in general, it makes the head look a little more rounded. But the issue with that is then when you add this 3D effect we're about to add, it makes it look a bit weird. So I'm going to put the corners back. Again, you can keep them gone if you want, but I'll show you what it looks like with the 3D effect. So for the 3D effect, this 3D effect we're going to be adding is 5 tall and 6 wide. We're going to start in the bottom left corner, go up diagonal to this block here. We're going to place a row of 6 light blue wool here. So there should be a 1 block gap on left, 1 on right. Again, this is all 3D. What we're then going to do is basically this pattern we have here already existent, we're going to make 3D. So the second layer is 1 cyan, light blue, 2 cyan, light blue, cyan. The third layer is 1 magenta, cyan, 2 magenta, cyan, and 1 magenta. Second to last layer is 1 purple, magenta, 2 purple, magenta, and purple. And then the fifth layer is 6 purple wool. So again, that's what it looks like, and that's to kind of represent the hood at the back of the character. Again, I'll punch out each corner, just so you can see what it looks like if you've rounded off the head a tiny bit more. It looks like this, so it doesn't look bad, it just makes it look a bit more bulky around the rear of the head. So it's optional, you can keep it, get rid of it, do what you want to do with it, I don't mind, it's up to you. Of course, it's your statue. So, with that said, that is it. That is the tutorial complete. You've got yourself your very own Pyrocynical statue in Minecraft. So feel free to do whatever you want to do with it. I don't mind. But I really do hope you enjoyed. Let me know down in the comments below. Again, please, please, please. I did say this in the Pyrocynical, in the Leafy video. I really want to keep the comments respectful in this video because I know, again, it might be a false view of the, I guess not fan base, but individuals in the fan base. Because I watch Pyrocynical's videos, Leafy's videos. But there is kind of the rep that comes with it of negativity. Now, I don't mind negativity, criticism is great, constructive criticism is even better, but I just don't want people abusing people. So if you do, again, it will just be the comments being removed and blocked by the user. It's not censorship, it's just me keeping my channel family friendly, so please, 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 please do respect that. It is a family friendly channel, my audience is primarily younger, so again, respect that before commenting, but that's not me saying you can't criticize, be constructive, that's great as well. Hopefully you did enjoy. Again, let me know down in the comments. Leave a like down below if you did enjoy, dislike if you didn't, and subscribe to the channel if you're new. I've done a bunch of statue tutorials, general Minecraft builds on the channel. I'm going to be doing a bunch more YouTubers, probably people like Colossal is Crazy, Luna, and other characters. Maybe just Keemstar. So I'm not sure about that, but let me know what you guys want to see down in the comments below. Apart from that, thank you very much for watching. Again, shout out to Lazar social media in the description for the design. Till next time, my name has been Tom Gummy. My voice is dying, and goodbye. It's dying, and goodbye. It's dying, and goodbye.
Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through?